I'm Robert Estrin. You're watching livingpianos.com, and today the subject is what you don't know about piano stores. Now this sounds really ominous, but really it's not bad when you consider what it takes to run a piano store in the 20th century, particularly in the United States where the piano's been on decline for, over 100 years. Well, one of the things that you probably don't realize is that most piano stores don't own all the pianos in the store. In fact, there are many stores where most of the pianos are not owned by the piano store. You might wonder, well, whose pianos are they anyway? Well, there's something called floor plan, and this isn't just in the piano industry. It's a financing arrangement that goes from the manufacturer, the distributor, the piano store, and a finance company. This enables a piano store to stock a whole lot of pianos, which could be hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars of inventory, and pay when they are sold. Now, what does this mean for the piano store owner? Well, for one thing, they don't have as much room on price as you might think because they have a nut to reach before they can actually sell the piano without being upside down and owing more than they're selling it for. The other thing is the longer the piano stays on the floor, the more interest they pay on it. So they are motivated to move those pianos that are on floor plan. So that's an interesting fact. Of course, there are some piano stores that most of the pianos are owned by the store owner. Successful stores have been in business a long time and have learned the dangers of floor plan, because I've seen many piano stores get overwhelmed with debt and have to close their doors because they just can't be able to crack that nut. It's just too much. So floor plan is dangerous for piano store owners, but it can help them make a lift to be able to have a nice representation of a new piano line. Here's another one. Piano stores work with protected territories. It's one of the last industries left that works this way. Here's how it works. A piano store, let's say, gets the Kawai line or the Yamaha line or some other very coveted piano line. Well, they don't want people to just come in their store and then call around the stores in neighboring towns and cities and, get all the stores competing against each other until nobody makes any profit. So to protect them, they are not allowed to quote prices over the phone. Now, if somebody gets in a car and drives from one city to another city, indeed, they can get prices and they can sell out of their territory, but only if the customer comes in the store. And it can be very tricky because sometimes there are even piano brands that have different names that are exactly the same pianos. This is something called stencil pianos. I have a video on that you can see in the description, where a fictitious name or the name of an out-of-business piano company is stenciled on the front of the piano so that a familiar name is offered instead of some name of a Chinese or Indonesian company that no one has ever heard of. And the thing is, you can have exactly the same piano and you can't price shop it because you don't realize it's the same piano because they have different brands on them. But the protected territories might seem annoying, but when you realize the challenges of running a piano store and the expense of the inventory and the tuning, it's a tough thing. So protected territories seem to be necessary in order for piano stores to be able to make it in this world. Here's another one there. There are many expenses associated with selling pianos, just as I was talking about. Now, the dead cost of a piano compared to the retail cost is a fraction of that. And you might wonder, why is there so much markup on pianos? Are they just trying to rip you off? Far from it. First of all, there's the move of the piano just to get it to the store. And yeah, they have to pay for that. There's the uncrating. And then there's not just the tuning. Pianos don't come new out of the box anywhere close to the potential. And better dealers will prepare the pianos with regulation, voicing, fine work, pedal adjustments. Not all stores do this, by the way, which is one of the reasons why pianos in one store may sound substantially better than pianos in another store, even if they're the same exact brand. So there's also insurance that they have to pay. They have to pay workers to be there. If they have a website, of course, there's the web hosting and there's the website development and there's advertising. There are a lot of expenses with pianos that you might not even think of. Another one. Now, here's the one that I kind of made reference to earlier. Piano stores are working with a shrinking market with increasing online competition. Now, what kind of online competition? I mentioned that there are protected territories. So how can there be online competition? Well, Used pianos are free game for everyone, which is why one of the reasons why Living Pianos specializes in used pianos. Restored instruments can be sold anywhere with not hurting anybody. However, if a store is selling new pianos and they're high quality used pianos for a fraction of the cost, it can be a great challenge selling new pianos in this world today. So these are some of the things that piano stores have to deal with. It's a very, very great challenge to run a piano store. The organization, the manpower of knowledgeable people. I have a very deep regard for people who run traditional piano stores. We're appointment only. We sell online and welcome people to visit. We have a little bit different model, but I thought you'd be interested in what most piano stores you go to are all about. Again, I'm Robert Estrin. This is livingpianos.com, your online piano store. Thanks a lot for joining me.